like what's going on? Have they heard the news? They're so excited. Are you excited? I don't know, but I'm gonna find that out. Like, how are you excited? Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. It is always such a pleasure and a privilege to come on. And thanks for saying like yes, because I want to hear the news, right? So if you didn't pay attention last week, I know we all got excited for Mother's Day. So yay, Mother's Day. But give me just a second. I'm going to get myself situated. And we have already got some people. Say hello. I want to know where you coming in with. And I want to know, you're like, what's the news? I got to hear, Kellie, what's the news? Well, Mother's Day did overshadow a little bit of last week. But last week, do you guys remember hearing when we woke up in the morning and it was that Dr. Casey Means got nominated as a Surgeon General? Oh my goodness gracious, that is amazing. But you're like, Kellie, I have heard that news. So what's so exciting? Or what do you mean? What news are you talking about? So for as long as I can remember and as long as we can go back in time, people always use the measure of what we looked like, of like how we were doing in life, right? What our health was like, and maybe even like the clothes we wore and the restaurants we ate also was like this societal thing of like, oh, I'm healthy. I've got my beep together, right? Do you know what I mean? And we could never say the word like fine. I feel fine. I say that fine is my 4-letter word because we should feel fabulous. We should feel extraordinary. But how do you get there, right? And how do you get there is the news is metabolic health. So I want you guys to get rid of your thought process of the scale, the weight of health. And before I do a deep dive here in a second, and we're actually not going to do a deep dive, just a mini dive. How about that? Are we in for a mini dive? I want you to know, yeah, so what's the news, right? Oh, you got to go. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you know how we used to say like, 40 is the new 30, 50 is the new 60, or 60 is the new 50, whatever that is, or, oh, white is the new black, whatever that may be. We have those sayings. So now, okay, we're going to have metabolic health is the new healthy, where we always used to think that like skinny was the healthy, slim was the healthy, thin was the healthy, curvy was the healthy. What is the healthy? Metabolic health is the healthy. So if you guys are like, what is metabolic health? Well, I'm just going to read something briefly out of Dr. Casey Means' book, okay? If you guys have not been around the block, it is called Good Energy. Get it on Audible, get the hardback, do both. But this is what I'm going to read to you, super brief, on the 5 components of do you think you're really in true metabolic health? Okay. All right. So you ready? Those some of you like that are like walking, doing dinner. I don't know. You're going to have to come back to this later. If you're in a place that you can write this down, write down these 5 things. This is what you got to know. These 5 things. Are you ready? Okay. Is your fasting glucose at 100 milligrams per deciliter or lower? So is it below 100 when you're looking at your fasting glucose? You should know this. These are free labs that you get with your doctor. If you don't know this, if you haven't had lab tests done recently, you got to go get these done. That's number 1. You need your fasting glucose to be 100 milligrams per deciliter or below. Number 2, your waistline. Take a tape measure. Your waistline. For women, it needs to be at 35 inches or below. Really below 35 inches, ladies, okay? And for men, 40. So measure your waist. Are you below 35 inches for women? 30, 40 for men, okay? That's number 2. Measure your waistline. Number 3, is your HDL cholesterol over 50 for women? That's your good cholesterol, by the way. Okay, your HDL is your good cholesterol. Are you over 50 for women, 50 milligrams per deciliter, and 40 for men? Number 4, let's talk triglycerides now, okay? Are your triglycerides less than 150 milligrams per deciliter? I don't know. Are they? And number 5 is about your blood pressure. Is your blood pressure lower than 130/85 millimeters of mercury? If you can say yes to all those, congratulations. You are part of the 6.8% of the population that falls in what's considered to be metabolically healthy. And metabolic health is your body's ability to manage your insulin and your glucose. Can you eat food? We consume food for energy. It's fuel. That is why we eat, so that our body can do what it does. So when you're putting something in your mouth, you're either going to say, this is helping me or this is hurting me. I just had a conversation with the client and his wife this morning about everything we put in our mouth is input to our body to tell our body to do something. And it's either going to be favorable or not. So when you're looking at carbs, there's no like level, right? Because we need our protein, we need our healthy fats, and we were looking at like how much protein should we have? How much daily fat should we have? How much fiber should we have? There's no how many carbs do we need to have? Nope. We should be getting the majority of all of your carbs through all of your plants, through all of your vegetables, your fruits, getting your polyphenols, getting that variety of color, variety of season. That's going to, every single different color, every single different vegetable has a different response in the body and gives us different things that our body needs. So why do I say all of this? Because if your body, okay, that's what I'm doing right now. My little sticker came off, but I'm monitoring and I'm seeing what I eat, how I pair what I'm eating, the order in which I eat, if I exercise before or after, even like going for a 10, 15, 20-minute walk after I eat a meal. What does that do for my blood sugar? Is my body able to convert and use my food for fuel so I'm not spiking it up and then coming crashing down? This up, down, up, down, up, down is metabolic chaos. That is what most of us are doing. When we do that, we're setting ourselves up to store fat. We're setting ourselves up to not be able to have and balance our blood sugar. Therefore, we're either going to go towards, I've said this a lot, right? Are you going to raise your hand for diabetes, type 2 diabetes? Who's signing up for that one? Or is it going to be Alzheimer's? Which one? Here's the thing. You're like laughing right now. I want you to write like, which one are you signing up for? You guys, number 1 or number 2? You're like, I don't want either. If you don't want either, you need to be making sure you're working on these 5 components. So some people are like, but how? Well, I'll tell you, if you're going to your regular doctor and you're an outlier in these, they're going to put you on medications, right? They're going to put you on a statin. They're going to put you on a blood pressure medication. You can do things naturally. 1, we need to eat, we need to move, we need to sleep, we need to reduce our stress. Those are things that we're going to have to do. Oh my goodness gracious. I have like my eco pet guy here to spray a wasp nest, and they're not supposed to be here for another half hour. So I thought I had plenty of time with you guys. So we may be having to cut this short and really do a part 1 and a part 2. But the other thing is, if you don't manage your gut health, and one of those factors is reducing oxidative stress, making sure we're supporting our microbiome, you're boosting your mitochondria to be healthy. These are critical factors. And the 3 things that Dr. Casey Means talked about is we are killing ourselves with the environment of mitochondrial dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress. We've got to be managing those 3 things. Okay, you guys, he's going to ring the doorbell, and my dogs are going to go crazy, and he needs me. So I apologize. We're going to cut this short, but this metabolic health, the news, to be determined. Okay, to be continued. To be continued. Okay, see you soon.